Here in America, we have it pretty easy. Not to say we don't have our struggles, but what we go through is nothing compared to what a 14-year-old little boy went through in Zimbabwe, Africa. Imagine one day you're riding your Madudu, your dirt bike, to a dam that you fish at every day with your friends. After school, you're zipping across the African bush, not a care in the world, when all of a sudden a bullet flies right past your head. You look up onto an outcrop and roughly 100 kids, not much older than yourself, are firing, shouting, just screaming at you, aiming their guns, and basically trying to kill you. You'd turn tail and run, right? Well, imagine the next day. You think everything's going to be fine. But 15 minutes after you start your homework at home, you get called down to see your mother and sister with guns to the back of their heads saying you guys have 24 hours to get out of Zimbabwe or you're dead. This was a major event in Forrest Galante and his family's life. Forrest Galante is a legendary biologist with an emphasis in herpetology, which is the study of reptiles, and marine biology. He grew up in the African bush with his mother and sister on a very successful 200-acre farm. But on top of the farm, his mother was also a bush plane pilot, one of the first in the country, and a tour guide for walking safaris, also one of the first in the countries. Zimbabwe is one of the only countries left that you can do a walk-in safari through. When Galante wasn't in school, he was playing and fishing with his friends or was in the bush with his mother. He became an excellent tracker and had an insane love for wildlife. At the age of 14, Forrest became one of the youngest people to lead an international canoe safari down the Zambezi River. Zimbabwe is not a very stable country by any means, and it is always under political turmoil, which will turn Zimbabweans against each other and will push that hate towards white families that have lived in the country all their lives. But before he was kicked out of the country, Forrest shared some great memories in the bush, especially with his grandfather. His grandfather made international news when he discovered the coelacanth. It was a fish thought to be extinct for 66 million years, but he discovered it at a fish market. One of his fondest memories as well was basically with his grandpa at a lake. They were fishing and a huge bull elephant just kind of walked down and didn't care. He said it was a legendary moment. After getting forced out of the country though, he was forced into California, which is drastically different than Zimbabwe. But after completing college, he got the degrees in biology, again in herpetology and marine biology. But after graduating, he went on to visit 46 of the world's most remote places. But it all came to a halt when a nasty slip on a waterfall in Southeast Asia broke his spine. He was scared that he would never be able to explore or raise awareness for animals on the brink of extinction, which leads me to my next point. In 2014, after his spine had healed, he starred in Discovery Channel's hit show Naked or Afraid, where he scored one of the best ratings at all in the show. His hands-on skills and his survival expertise landed him a show with Animal Planet. This was called Extinct or Alive, where Forrest would go to remote places in the world where animals were declared extinct, but eyewitness accounts and footage proved otherwise. Forrest spent lots of times going all over the world looking for this Lazarus species, which were animals declared extinct but discovered back alive, like the character Lazarus in the Bible. Forrest traveled in season 1 to Ungaya Island in 2018 in search of the Zanzibar leopard, a big cat not seen since the early 1980s and presumed extinct. On the last day of the expedition, recovering footage, crystal clear footage of the Zanzibar leopard showed up. This led to some big discoveries. Galante's wife discovered the Pondicherry shark in another fish market, which was revealed after DNA testing hadn't been seen alive since 1979. During the shooting of season 2, they were at the remote Galapagos island chain, searching for the Fernandina Island tortoise. And after discovering one lone female that was underweight, he went back and found evidence that there might have been more. But this also led during the shooting in Borneo to 5 pieces of footage of Miller's grizzled langur, a monkey from Borneo, not seen for multiple years. He found DNA evidence of the descendants of Cape lions, massive lions, bigger than West African lions, known for their black manes and preying on buffalo and elephant. Now, he also found footage got footage of the Yangtze giant soft-shelled turtle. This episode was actually deemed a failure because, well, the last female kind of died. In cartel-infested Colombia, Columbus rediscovered the Rio Apiporus caiman, a highly brightly colored crocodilian with a skull shaped like no other caiman. He only found one animal, said to be extinct for 30 years, but then also found an entire population of them, and thus bringing more conservation to the area. Shark Week special led him to find not two, but three extinct shark species. COVID brought season 3 to a screeching halt. Forrest has started a movement showing us that the system we use to declare animals extinct is flawed and not tested. His true passion for animals shows, and he has gone on to write a book, which I own, called Still Alive, A Wildlife Rediscovery. You can guess where I got the look. He's up there with my biggest inspirations like Steve Irwin and Jack Hanna, and has sparked numerous conservation efforts to protect these animals and get people wondering what all is still out there.